get on me about this to this day. I don't know why, but mama was my mama. I don't know why I said that.
I used to be so mad. She used to be like, my mama
said my mama told you, mama said don't do that. Did you hear what my mama said?
Right. I used to be like, I was the first one. How's it just your mom?
But really, like with you, what I remember at that young age was when we was living in Hawaiian Terrace. Mm-hmm. Oba, you was around.
Oh yeah.
Fareed, my brother.
Yo, Bizzle.
That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother cast. The Bizzle.
That's another show.
For sure.
Wow. You can make some money off that one.
It was. I remember it was the four of us most of the time, and then.
What up, good people, and welcome to another episode of In the Car with My People. On this episode, I'm once again traveling to my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, to interview two very special people in my life, my sister Alnisaa Clayton and my brother Oba Kendrick. So sit back, relax, and ready to watch a very fun, funny, but also emotional episode. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you shortly. Peace. All right, welcome to the latest episode of In the Car with My People. And today I have two special guests today. They are two of my siblings, my brother Oba Kendrick and my sister Alnisaa Clayton. I have 5 siblings between my parents. And so my dad has 4 other children other than myself. And Oba is the oldest of those other 4 children. And then my mom has one other child outside of myself, and that's my sister Alnisaa. So welcome to the show. All right, so I guess we'll start. Let's start with Oba. Let's go ahead and start with Oba. Yeah. So Oba and I, make sure you keep your mic close up here.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Oba and I are about 2.5 years apart. So 2.5, because you're about to turn 44 in like a month, bro.
Well, yeah.
So I'm 46. You about to be 44. So just give us some general information about you, and just your life in general, just where you are right now in regards to family, children, things of that nature.
Well, I'll start to say what I like to start is. I'm 40, what you say? What am I be? 44?
44. Yep.
I have 2 daughters and a son. One is my daughter's married. The other one, she's the oldest is married with her, my oldest granddaughter. I have my baby girl. She has my grandson first, and both of them, these are both firstborn boy and girl, and then I have my son. I'm just for real. Jamie's brother, my thing, I'm just happy. I'm more of a family guy. I'm more into that. I'm the silly one. I don't know, everybody's silly for real, but I'm just silly, chill, laid back. I'm just the granddaddy now. Dude, you know what I mean?
So right now you got what, 2 grandchildren? You got 2 more on the way, right?
Oh yeah. 2 grandchildren, 2 on the way. currently getting studying, taking the test, great, take the test to get my CDLs. And my passion for real, what I really do and what I love is everybody knows cars. I'm the car guy. I'm the customized, all into that. The rims, the racing, all that. That's my love. I have an 85 Regal now that I got off the frame that I'm building. By the time I'm done with it, it'll be, God knows how much it'll be worth. Right now, we have a Firebird we just finished. Then we have a Camaro, but that's really like what I love doing most is it's my cars. And then I want to do this road stuff with the trucks. And then mostly about my family for real. And then being a grandfather now, mostly with the grandkids. That's my thing for real now. It's like, teach my grandson the trade of the cars and raise my granddaughters. Unfortunately, I got one boy at the bunch, so but I'm gonna turn them girls into car girls too. They mamas one.
Cool. How about you, Alnisaa? Give us a little rundown about like your anything you feel pertinent in regards to where your life stands now.
Okay. Well, I'm married. Me and my husband, between the both of us, we have 5 children. So I have 3 of my own. He has 2. And everybody is kind of like back to back. The 4 youngest are like back to back. So from 12 to 15, 12, what? Okay. 12, 13, 14, 14 and 15. 15, yeah. So Abigail, she'll be 16 in March. So they'll kind of, stagger a little bit. And then our oldest, between the both of us, she's 18. So we have a huge family. Mm-hmm. We have a really big family. Most of us are here in Cincinnati. And then we go travel. We're bi-coastal to visit the 18-year-old. And let's see. What else can I say about me?
Anything.
I'm into natural health. I currently have a tea business. It's called Area Blends. Right now, it's kind of on pause right now till I get some rebranding and some things together for that. But what I do is just sell natural tea remedies. Most of them are custom or not custom made, but my own personal blends that I put out and market. I have a couple or maybe actually a few that are just single herbs. So mostly they benefit women, but you do have some herbs like, for example, hibiscus tea is good for women's health, but it's good for high blood pressure, it's good for diabetes. It just does a number of things. So
you actually got one, especially for the brothers and vitality.
Yeah, I do have one.
She got one vitality that I got.
I do have one, especially for the brothers.
The brothers that you let me name.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, yeah. So it's a libido. So I have one for women. So that one is called Sensual Goddess, and the one for men is called Godly Rising. But the good thing about the Godly Rising that I like the most is that when I drink it, and it has multi-purposes, just like many other herbs, it's good for your brain. So it has ginkgo biloba, which is good for, the circulation where it needs to be if you are trying to, engage in certain activities. But the ginkgo biloba also helps the circulation in the brain, and a lot of people who have Alzheimer's kind of geared towards that, or if you want to prevent or just want to think clearer, it helps you with that. So
all right, that's cool. So I guess we'll start in regards to just my relationship with my siblings. So I guess we'll start with Oba, since Oba is my first sibling, and my dad talked about this a little bit when I did when I did his podcast, and how this brother came into to the world. It was not in the right manner, right? So I'll let you tell that story. He told the story. I'll let you kind of tell it again.
I'm gonna keep it real. So me and my brother pretty much learned that I was the side baby. Yeah. Let's just say it. I was the side baby.
Yeah. As Daddy put it, our dad back then, my dad is former addict, alcoholic, drug user, but our dad been clean for 33 years. Mm-hmm. He went to a facility for 21 days. That's all he needed. He ain't had a relapse in 33 years. But back then,
it was a play. We all did what we did. We were young. He had his fun.
Right. So what happened was he got in a car accident. He literally drove his car through a KFC.
He went airborne.
Airborne and went through a KFC they were building.
You know, I'm the killer guy, so you know I remember this. He had a 77 Cutlass. And the motor, and it was a 350 Rocket, which back then was considered a powerful motor. So when Daddy tell the story, he always told me that I found out what they meant when they said 350 Rocket. Oh, okay. No, he said he invented the drive-through.
He invented the drive-through.
Because he took flight across Martin Luther King, and he said he landed in the drive-through. He's the one that invented it. But yeah, he found out what they meant with 350 Rocket. I crack up.
So when at the time he was married to me and it's my mom, which is also Alnisaa's mother. And when he was at the hospital,
because he broke his nose,
he's at the hospital, and of course, my mother being his wife, my mom and our grandmother, our grandmother was with our mom, and my mom also showed up.
She was there with somebody,
and she was.
The doctor came out and said, "Miss Kendrick, you can come back with your husband now." And 2 women stood up, and the doctor said, "Uh-oh."
Right, she was. And your mom was pregnant at the time.
Yep.
So that's how he came into the world. But the blessing is that at the end of the day,
and I say this, and I can say this, and it's the one thing I was just telling somebody this. It's the one thing that I love about the way that Daddy put it down, whether he was there or not, and the foundation he laid, and then definitely honest to your mother and my mama, is that they put him to the side. So me and you, even Alnisaa, like when I speak on our siblings, like for real, we all had different. We was raised like as one. We all tied in. Even like that's sister. My other sister Yana. Everybody we still tied in. Daddy, and it was something like how we were. Me and you was just raised. Just period. Man, you was raised in the same house together growing up. Period. And that's credit to our mothers too. And what Daddy was when he had to, like, you know what I'm saying, he spoke on what he spoke on with his issues. But our mamas too. And from how he put, they kept what we was close knit.
Right. So
we was always close.
So growing up, like I said, even though the circumstances weren't ideal as far as how you came into the world, our moms never had issue with each other. They always the issue was with the person who created the problem, was Daddy. And even at that point, I mean, it got squashed. So I don't remember, because like we so close together, we 2.5 years apart. So I don't ever remember you not being. Because I'm gonna tell you what's funny though.
Separated.
I'm gonna tell you it's funny. That story we just told. I'm 46. I think the first time I heard that story, I was like 40, 41.
Really?
I never knew that.
I've been knowing that since a kid.
I literally never know until one day me and you was chopping it up and you told me and I didn't even know.
Oh, I told you the story?
Yeah, that's the first time. Like, I was in my 40s the first time I found that out. Like, I could do, as far as the story, like, I could do math. Like, I knew my mom and dad. I knew my dad divorced when I was like two-ish. And we 2.5 years apart. I could do math. So I knew that there was some shenanigans, but I didn't know like that actual story. But the cool thing is like me and you I was always spending the night over your house. You were always spending the night over my house. We would go to Tennessee for the summers together. Get on that. Our mamas throw us on that Greyhound, which is you can't do this now. Like you literally can't do this no more.
You're going to jail.
Like when we was little, we would go to Clarksville for the summers. Yep. So I'm talking about we would
get shipped out like day school,
like 7. We like 7 and 5 years old.
Little.
They put us on a Greyhound in Cincinnati. Then we'll go to Louisville. The bus will stop in Louisville.
Well, they put responsibility on you, young, bro. I'm sorry.
True.
They did.
Right.
No wonder I got on your nerves.
But what happened we would ride to Louisville, and either our Aunt Pat or Aunt Carolyn to be there to meet us there.
Yep.
To stay with us until the bus left again. Then we'll drive all the way to Nashville. And then our uncle Michael would meet us there and then take us to Clarksville from Nashville. And then we just do the opposite going back. Uncle Michael would put us on the bus. Carolyn, Aunt Pat would meet us in Louisville. And then our moms would be in Cincinnati. We did that multiple summers. I mean, because I went
childhood.
I was there every year except for from like kindergarten into the 10th grade. I think I missed 1 year. And I missed 1 year where I didn't get to go. That's my 6th grade year when I got in trouble.
And
that's what my mama remember.
Remember, I always got left. They always just leave me there. They just, I ain't gonna lie, you in Tennessee till you.
But it was
ready to go get you.
It was fun, man. Like that's the thing that a testament to our mothers that regardless of anything, our mothers never had animosity, and they made sure we was tight.
But to piggyback off of that, I say this too, because like, okay, like I'm still in Cincinnati, right? He down there. You been down there. If you really pay attention, like me and Uncle Kevin say this all the time, and I told you before, to be truthful, bro, we went to school. As kids, we only went to school in the North, but we raised in the South. That's why you there now. I feel like me and you really identify. We from Cincinnati, but me and you identify with Clarksville as home, for real. That's more of a comfort zone. Yeah, we from Cincinnati. We've been there because we learned, we had the best of both worlds. And even once everything settled down, I'm going to end up back there sooner or later. You get what I'm saying? And I meant to tell you that before, like, and I believe that's how you there now. Like, you'll move places, you'll do stuff, but your comfort, before you'll go to Clarksville before you come to Cincinnati, because that's really, me and you resonate, or we more, me and you, or that leans more into us. See, Clarksville is more home to us than Cincinnati, even though we were born and raised here.
Right. I mean, for me, so between two different stints, I've lived in Clarksville as like my home for 12 years. I lived there for 4 years before, and I've been there 8 years this time. And then again, going there every summer from like kindergarten till 10th grade. And then my first 2 years of college, I stayed there in the summer. I don't know if I ever, as a young person, envisioned myself living in Clarksville. Because the first time I moved to Clarksville, it was because of like dire circumstances.
Right.
What happened was at the time, so I first married Katie. I was living in Detroit, and I lost my job, and I was working running a dormitory at a college, and I straight up I got fired from my job. So I had like a week to find somewhere to go. And at the time, me and mama was going through a little something, and I called mama and told her, and my mama said, "That's your wife. That's you and your wife. You got to find a way." Mama is the find a way person. Man, my mama is she found a way, and so I just did only thing I could think of is I called my cousin Martinez, who's like my older brother, and he's like, "Come on down." So end up moving down there, and we lived there for we moved down there in 2005, and me and Katie ended up getting separated and divorced, and then I ended up moving back here for 5 years, and then I went back. But before we keep going a little further, let's talk a little bit about me and Alnisaa's relationship. So me and Oba are 2.5 years apart, but me and you are almost 11 years apart. Mm-hmm. So I'm like outside of Oba, I'm significantly older than all my other siblings. So I'm like 11 years older than you. I think I'm 12 years older than Jamar, 13 years older than Nunu, and I'm 15 years older than Jasmine. So outside of Oba, Alnisaa, you're the only sibling I have where we grew up in the same house. Mm-hmm. So Alnisaa was born, like I said, right. I was like 10, about to turn 11, and Alnisaa, my little, that's like when Alnisaa was little, that's like I spoiled her. And my mama talk about that all the time. It's like I spoiled her. That's my that's my baby. Like, man, I used to be my mama. It's been a couple times where I spent some money on Alnisaa, my mama get heated. Like when Alnisaa was like, I was buying her Jordans. I was buying her like all expensive stuff when I left and went to college. For her birthday,
you bought me a boom box.
I don't know, like a $400 stereo.
Yeah,
I ain't even had no bread, but I just came home like, here you go. And then I think one time, it's like when I first I was still living in Michigan. I would just give you money and stuff like that. My mindset was, I'm gonna give Alnisaa money so she don't ask mama for money. Mama's like, hey, bro, you need to give me the money, cuz. I'm gonna make sure it's appropriated to the right place. You can't be giving that little girl no money.
But that was your nature, though. That was your nature as a big brother. I think my voice loud too. But that was your nature as a big brother, though. You did that. You took care of your siblings. I can say that you do it now. Shit, that daddy shit. You seen it. I ain't gonna get through that. You see it in my face. That was a great break. I was trying to hold it. But
you talking about yesterday?
No, we was on the phone call.
Yesterday?
With Daddy when I broke down.
Man, that was rough.
Hey,
I'm gonna go through this real quick and I'll get back to you, Alnisaa. A couple weeks ago, it might have been maybe 3-4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Our dad had like a medical emergency. I'm at work. And so that was like one of the first times where I realized, like, man, I'm the one, like, out of the group. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, I forgot how it initially got started. I talked to Jamar. Jamar was telling me something. And I called Miss Rhonda. Miss Rhonda, hysterical on the phone. She crying. And so this is my dad. So I'm in my feelings, but I'm like, I got to calm her down. I'm like, Miss Rhonda, you got to calm down, blah, blah, blah. And then we get on the video call. Now, I'm at work. So I'm at the video call. It's all 5 of us. It's me, Jamar, Oba, Nunu, and Jazz. And so I got to tell everybody how to react because everybody's scared.
Real.
And so, like, I get everybody, I said, we're going to do this, this, and this. This is how we're going to handle it, blah, blah, blah. And we on the phone, and I'm about to get off, and I see Oba. I'm like, oh, shit, he about to lose it. I'm like, he trying to hold it back. And I'm just like, and I'm like about to start breaking down. I'm like, but I got to say something. I'm like, look, bro, let's go. I'm like, hey, bro, you got to calm down. Like, you got to stay chill. Everybody's got to stay calm. All the while, I'm trying to, man, because I can see it, and that's part of being siblings.
As soon as you said it, I just broke like, damn, but it was good. But I needed that, though. You said I needed that.
So for Alnisaa, like, since me and you actually grew up in the same household for a period of time, because I left home to go to college. You were, I think, 8, about to turn 9. No, yeah, just turned 8, I think. So what was it like just growing up in the same household with me?
Well,
keep it real, 100. Keep it 100.
Well, with you, I don't know why, and you get on me about this to this day. I don't know why, but Mama was my mama. I don't know why I said that.
I used to be so mad.
She used to be like, my mama said,
my mama told you, Mama said don't do that. Did you hear what my mama said?
Right. I used to be like, I was the first one. How's it get your mom?
But really, like with you, what I remember at that young age was when we was living in Hawaiian Terrace. Mm-hmm. Oba, you was around.
Oh, yeah.
Fareed, my brother.
Yo, Bizzle.
That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother cast. The Bizzle.
That's another show.
The show.
You can make some money off that one.
It was. I remember it was the 4 of us most of the time, and then once when Mom and Dad got a divorce, then we moved over in Roseline. Yeah. So it's just the 3 of us. I remember Terry coming over. Y'all always going back and forth. Sometimes I would roll with y'all.
When you was little.
Yes. And that green tempo.
Yeah, we used to have to take you to school, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to try to do my hair.
Man.
That was terrible.
Horrible.
Sorry.
Natalie used to always come around. Remember her, y'all best friends.
That's still my dog.
Yes, and then you going off to school. I remember taking you to school. When we took you to school, I think one of Mom's friends that helped you took you to school.
Mr. Robert.
Yeah,
when I first went to college. Yeah.
Yep, took you to school. But then after, when you left, of course, I was pretty much like the only child. So when you left, I had to take care of Mama at that young age. And it wasn't, for me, it was just like, okay, this is what I have to do. I never had any like resentment towards it or anything like that. But when you were gone. When you came and visit. And that was just pretty much it. But I mean, me and you really didn't start getting close until I got into college because we could relate more. But I remember when you first got married to Katie and y'all came to the house, I think I was getting on your nerves or something. I don't know. Because I think I was like 16, 17 at the time. Why is she talking to me like that? I'm a grown man. Yeah. But then mom was like, she's still your baby sister. You got to remember, she only 17.
That is true. You was a teenager when I got married to Kim.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, but now, like, we close like this now, so.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah.
I just remember, because I remember the day Alnisaa was born. Like, I remember the day he was born. We was living in a house, like, the back of Wanna Hills, where the parking lot was. We lived directly across the street. And so, we had devised a signal that if mom and your dad was at the hospital, we had a carpet in front of the house. I mean, when you walk through the door, you just had like a placemat, like, the carpet, that if it was turned the opposite way, that means y'all was gone to the hospital. So I always knew what your due date was. It was a Friday, May 8th, 87. I get off the bus. I'm going to school, and I literally opened the door real slow, and I saw that carpet. And I got excited because that meant that I was going to the hospital, and maybe less than 30 seconds later, the phone rang because they know what time I got off of school. Your dad called, said you was born and all that stuff, and I was just excited. I remember first time I saw you in the hospital and stuff. That's funny to say now because you 35 years old.
Right.
So, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember like when we first moved to Hawaiian Terrace, when you still was a baby, I used to take you on walks in your stroller and stuff. I just remember all of that stuff, and then like you said, when we moved after mom divorced your dad, we moved to moved to Roseline. Terry, that's my best friend. Like Terry, like one of the few people that could come in the house and just open the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Natalie, that's my homie to this day. Me and Terry, still tight to this day. But yeah, I remember all that. Like the thing is like I understand now that I'm older. I understand why you say my mama, my mama. Mama had two only children. You know what I'm saying? We've always we so far apart. Like I said, you was like 8 when I left. And when I left Cincinnati, when I went to college, I was gone. You know what I'm saying? I would come home, visit here and there. I remember my freshman year, my boy Alonzo came home. My boy Alonzo came home with me, right? So I had a Sega, but when I went to college, I left it. Now, Alnisaa had the Miss Pac-Man game.
He told my boy.
Man, my boy Alonzo, Alnisaa 8, 9 years old. My boy Alonzo came and he was good at it. Man, he showed her no mercy. He tore out the frame on the Miss. Alnisaa was hurt. Like, who is this? Like, don't bring him back no more. You know what I'm saying? He can't come back. I was like, but we both. You talked about how like, you really. So our mother, who is in incredible health, she's, mom, probably the last 25 years has been in great health. But there was a time where our mother was sick when she was trying to figure out what's wrong with her. You know what I'm saying? Mom talked about it in the podcast I did with her. But like you said, I used to be the one to try to help. The one reason why I was trying to do your hair is because my senior year in high school, mom was really sick. I went to school and worked a full-time job. I worked at Boston Chicken 38 hours a week as an 18-year-old and going to school and, doing my thing as far as football and stuff goes. And like you said, I didn't trip. One thing it did is that because mom needed me to do so much, it actually gave me more freedom. Like people used to think the Tempo was mine. Like, no, this is my mama's car, but I drove it like it's mine because I always had to do stuff.
Remember that car?
I'm gonna tell you what's funny about the green Tempo. I said not to use it. You're the first one to say it. That's why I need y'all in here, bro. I'm too loose.
Yeah, he comes out.
So before we come on, hey y'all, make sure we don't use the N word. Who the first one to do it? The dude on the podcast.
And I just knew I
was gonna slip.
I knew I was gonna drop it.
I got excited. I thought we was regular. Yeah. So, but anyway, what was I talking about?
Yeah, this is him.
I forgot what I was talking about now.
The car.
The Tempo. So we talking about, I'm 46. Mom just got rid of the Tempo like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Abigail
she had that car for the longest, bro.
Okay, speaking of Tempo, let me sip, Mike. So we back to Google. All right. Now y'all finna get rolling and cut. So me being like you said,
don't tell I'm a big one now. Just be careful.
So now
people who don't know stuff.
These is on record. Okay. Hey, look, come on, man. You know where I come from. These all on record. These is the statute of limitations and everything.
Right. Okay.
But most of them on file.
All right. I got you.
But this the one I had something else, but the tempo. So okay, Jamie just I think he was 16, just got his license. I don't know if Daddy told this story already, but I was there, so y'all get an exclusive from me.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
So
I was actually like 17.
17.
I was like, I might have been like, I might have been 16. Go ahead. Why was we going to Tennessee?
I don't know. We was on our way to Tennessee. I don't know. Alnisaa, you might have been in the car. I don't know.
Yeah, she was with us. If Mama was, because it was me, you,
Daddy, your mama, and
my mama, Alnisaa.
So it was another person. It was her.
Yeah. So yeah.
Jamie driving. Jamie fresh got his license, whatever. Him and Daddy in the front. I'm in the back seat, right behind Jamie. Where's your mama at?
My mama. So she's
on the side of me.
I'm driving. Daddy is on the passenger side, and then y'all three in the back. Oba right behind me.
Now, mind you, so we rolling. Just like I'm sitting on this couch. I'm sitting like that on the windowsill, just leaning behind Jamie.
And I'm getting on the highway.
What we getting on?
We was getting on.
Okay. So I see the car. Jamie merging. I'm looking at the fender like at my door. I'm like, Jamie. But, like, I'm a little, I ain't too bright. And, I'm like, Jamie in the bumble. Jamie. Then at the same time, I say Jamie again. Boss look up and like, Jamie! Man,
it was crazy.
This wreck, thank God, we made it. We straight. So Jamie got under control. So we rolling.
Hey, look. So like we getting on the highway. So I'm not smart. I'm not a kid that knows how to use my mirrors well. I ain't checking my blind spot, and I'm merging. But it's another car coming, and they don't merge to the left.
No, they was in the fast lane.
I'm literally about time I realize I'm in their car. That's how close we.
My door at the time, I was looking at their friend.
I'm like Jamie. And when I see how close I am, I'll yank that mud back over. Mama back there too.
I wish, boy. Thank God when the cameras back there.
I was like, do I need to get off? So we get off. My daddy shaking. He done he's smoking a cigarette.
No, we were riding first before he even asked. Cause Jamie kept driving for a minute, and I see Jamie. Like,
now I'm so scared.
He say so that's what we pulled.
We pulled over. Daddy got the car, pulled out a cigarette, started smoking.
He smoked the hell out of that car.
That tempo got stories, man. I had two.
I had the door.
Was you with us?
It was me and you at the storage bin.
So look. So look, check it out. Mama ain't even had that car. So we
had tags on it.
So that was a 93. No, it wasn't brand new. It was a 93.
I think she had 30 days on it.
Nah, mom got that 93 tempo in the spring of 93.
We heard it.
Your dad and mom got separated that fall.
This was the road.
Not too long.
Move, matter of fact.
We moved to East Lawn. Mom had stuff in storage. So, bruh. So we mama told me to go get stuff out of the storage unit. I think T. Walt might have been with us.
Real.
Hey, look. So check it out, right? We go to the storage bin. We getting stuff either from the back, like the back.
It was on the driver's side.
It was the driver's side back door. So, the storage bin is just like a garage. They got the divider in it. Somebody needed to get past. Forgot I had. Hold on. I forgot I had the door open. Right. Give Alnisaa the mic because she'll laugh when this happens. I forgot I had the door open. So I back up, and next thing you know, the door. That crunch. The back door was on the rear view mirror. That's how much.
You just hearing it, Jamie. Like, what's that?
Man. I'm gonna tell you, it's that storage place. I think it's still there on Lasanderville. Yeah. So we one street down. So I'm nervous. I'm like, oh man. I'm nervous because mom, she going through the separation, or divorce. She, it's tough. Times got tough. I remember for us to get, mama had 2 tempos back then. She had a blue one. Mama sold her a blue tempo so we can, move whatever. I go in the house, right? Mama in the kitchen. Hold on.
You didn't go straight home.
Hold on. I got in the house, and my mama look at my face. She go, "What you do to my car?" She ain't even ask. I didn't even say nothing. She said, James, what you do to my car? I didn't even say that. She just knew in my face that I had messed up. But here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. So here's the worst part. We got over. Mama got over.
There was other language about that noise. Y'all want to know what he really did.
So a week later. So I was in high school playing ball.
Oh man.
Week later, we played on Friday night, and back then on Saturdays we had to go to school and watch film. And then, so me and Terry, Mama let me use the car. It's already got it kind of turned out all right. We already got the damage on the joint. Mama, I think at the time, just trying to figure things out, man. She done moved with 2 kids or whatever. Me and Terry, we go to film and we coming back and we driving through Golf Manor to get to where we was at. So I'm sitting at a stop sign, just sitting at the stop sign. And I hear screeching, like tire screeching. I look in the rearview mirror, it's this van. I'm like, this mug about to hit us. Wow!
Mm.
So the lady, so the first thing that come to my mind is, she gonna kill me, bro. I done torn cup. It ain't even my fault. But I'm 17. I don't know no different. And so because we teenagers, this lady was giving us the flim flam and end up leaving the scene. So we had to walk to Terry homeboy house, who lived right on that street, and we call it. I called Mama, and I'm crying. Like, Mama, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't do it. I was just. She like, what is you talking about, James? I'm like, she like, James, what is wrong? I'm like, this lady wrong. Because I'm like, man, this lady gonna kill me, bro. But Mom, it ended up working out because what happened was the person that hit us, she drove off. It's technically a hit and run. A little while later, we found out we go outside the van like 2 houses down from where we stay. So that was funny, man. But just kind of, again, I mean, to kind of talk about, like, again, just our relationship, like living in this. Let's talk about Mama. Let's talk about Mama. Let's talk about Mama. Let's talk about Mama. I be trying to tell people, like, our mom is like mom.
You gonna get them lessons.
Boy, you gonna get them. We gonna get these lessons, bro.
Yeah, you gonna get them lessons.
It was strict.
It was strict. I ain't gonna lie, we was ghetto. So I used to get over there. I just said that we were ghetto, but y'all house, you had chores, all that. I'm like,
oh, them chores? You gonna get these chores though?
Oh yeah, because when you left,
like, what?
Oh, you got all the chores.
Yeah, I got all the chores.
I had the chores.
She showed me how to, clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom. Oh yeah, different sponge. You don't use that sponge. This is the sponge for the bathroom. No, when you wash your dishes, you gotta separate your silverware.
Hey, how I go? Cups first, silverware second.
You can wash the dirtiest dishes last.
Yes.
Hey, Jay used to be mad because I had a dishwasher in Hawaiian Village.
We had a dishwasher and we ain't never used it.
He was the dishwasher. What you mean?
Never used it, bro.
I used to just be there talking to you. We
talking
about rap.
Never used it. Never used it. Never.
I don't know nothing about that. No, but like I said, my like most vivid memories are you going to school, you taking me to school, you working all the time, because a great portion of my childhood you were away in college. So when I did see you, you was kind of there, but you wasn't. You was hanging with your friends, but always the football. Like, it's just that was one thing. I'm like, he don't never get tired of football. You play football, you come home, you play football on the Sega.
On the Sega.
Then you get off the Sega, watch your football games. Like,
love football.
How do you love so much football? But that was football. Just
that is why I hate sports to this day.
And then to top it off, Fareed played football.
Well, he was yeah. And I was at all his football games. Yep.
So it was always that. But like when you came home, it was just like you just coming home from college. Like you would spoil me. Like I remember you buying me that stereo system. You gave me a Dreamcast. What else did you buy me?
It's whatever. I was buy you stuff, give you money. Anything, man. That's the way I was. But like, speaking of being football, I remember my senior year, we playing Elder, right? And we were beating them, and then we started losing. So I was sitting on the bench. The visitor bench back then was close to the stands. And we losing. I'm trying to play a game. Alnisaa calling my name. I can hear her calling my name. And I'm ignoring her because I'm at the game. I ain't listening. Mama say, "Hey, boy, you hear that girl calling your name?" And I turned around and I was like,
No, okay. Speaking of that, at your football games, like me and Mama were like real, like James Kendrick fans. Yeah. We
had the hoodies. They had the tiger
and the Tigers. So it's with the Tigers. Kendrick, then your number on the back.
Yeah, you had that for y'all had it a long time after I graduated.
For a very long time.
Yeah, Mama ain't played. I remember when I graduated from college, right? So I went to a all white college. Like, it was all white. Like, in my graduating class, I think it was 4 black people or something like that. So we in this college, all these Mama had the sign. They had look. When I'm walking across the stage in this gym, yeah, go!
Oh, man.
Mama going off. I'm like, boy, I know them white folks. Like, I told you. They was the loudest. Had the signs. And as soon as I graduated, I turned that diploma over. She was like, "Give me my diploma." She snatched my diploma. Yeah, but man, we talk about how strict our mom was growing up, and I tell people, man, about our mom is like, look, our mom had very high expectations and standards, and she wasn't changing them for nobody.
Oh no,
under no circumstances. She was not going to change it to be easy on us. But then I look back now that as an adult with children of my own, like, I believe it. I mean, I'm so appreciative. And it's what's funny watching you with your kids. I'll be like, God,
I'm just like her.
Bert Part 2. Because you look just like her. I'm like, God, you her clone, dog. You the clone. You look like her. Y'all the same size, same build, same face. Y'all don't sound like each other, but man, like, I look at you with your kids, I'll be like, bro, she cloned you. You are her.
I can't help it.
But how much of your life have you spent where y'all not in the same household? The most of your life, y'all been in the same, like that 10-year, like that 10-year period when you were married.
Yeah, when I was married, my first marriage.
That's pretty much it.
That was it. And then when she came back up here to Cincinnati, which I told her, because she kept saying, "I ain't moving back to Cincinnati." I said, "Mom, just for the simple fact that you're saying you're not, you putting the energy towards moving here to Cincinnati." So when I got my own place, this was back in 2017, because after I left, separated from my first husband, I stayed with my dad for like a year and a half. So in 2017, I moved there in May of 2017. September of 2017.
Did she come 17 or 18?
17.
Okay.
So September, she moved up. And then we was living together until recently. Until November.
November.
Yeah, till November. So
y'all used to living
been around each other like all my life.
I was living in Cincinnati, and I made a decision because I wanted to be closer to Yusef again. Mama was in Tennessee at the time, and I was telling her I was moving. And Mom was like, "Well, you want to move in with me and stay with me temporarily?" I was like, I love my mama to death. I ain't doing that. Bro. Not gonna do it.
Nope.
Can't do it. Because in mama's eyes, you still her child.
Yes.
Man, she gonna
let you know.
Man, she gonna ask. I'm like, because I remember when I moved from Tennessee to Cincinnati, and I stayed. We always staying together for like the first 3 months. Man.
Oh, I remember that.
I be checking my license for the birth date on that. Like, I am 30 something. To this, like, I love my mama, but I wouldn't do that to her because I'm. Yeah,
but y'all a lot alike though. So that would, me and her are a lot alike, but in a way that we understand, like, okay, she need her space.
Right.
That's how we are. But with y'all are like to the point where y'all just will bump heads.
Yeah, because we both stubborn in the mud, bro. We so stubborn.
Yeah. So, but like just with you being in college and, you know, being away, with me being so young and her having the health issues that she had, it just made me strong in a sense, you know, because there were times when she was just in and out of the hospital when living in Avondale on Forest Avenue, just in and out of the hospital. And there was times I was like, okay, I already know what I got to do. Like, even to this day, if something come up, because mom, she's real sensitive to everything. So I already know what to do. Just like a couple years ago when I called you, just like the incident you was talking about, you and your father.
Yeah, I had to, that's when I had
to calm me down.
But the hard part in those situations is like, I got to act like I ain't panicking too.
Right, right.
Because I had, even after I got you calmed down, before I hang up the phone, I got to make sure you're straight. And that's the hard part of being the oldest when it comes to, you know, our parents are getting older. And there's certain things you got to think about that you don't want to think about. Just like when, it's probably like 2 years ago now, when mama called me like, you know, basically, I was coming up. She's like, when you come up, I need to sit down with you and Alnisaa. And we had to have a conversation with our mom about what she wants done, you know, when ultimately what comes. And I did not want to have that conversation. No, you didn't. It was hard. It was just sitting there like we were sitting on your couch in the house. And I was like, man, I don't really want to talk about this. But it's necessary because, you know, our mom is realistic. Like, mom had to deal with her mortality when she was younger than us. She had to take that into consideration when she was younger than us. That's something again, in that interview I had with her, how when I was in high school, she was doing things to try to set up stuff that this is the things I didn't know. Which is funny, is like I learned so much more about my parents once I got older. So when I was, you know, mom's in her late 30s, early 40s having to make those decisions. And so she always going to be realistic with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What I saw, though, with mama, though, is the 180 that she made. The
transformation, right.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I was in the process of everything that she was doing. So, like, what really turned it around, you know, she was, you know, doing her natural remedies and stuff like that. But what really started to turn around was when she got those fillings taken out of her
mercury
mouth.
move, yeah.
So, mind you, the process leading up to that, I mean, we were going to the dentist like almost every week out in Dayton. So that's how serious she was about getting her health back in, you know, back to where it should be. So the day that we went to go get the procedure done, where she had the fillings taken out of her mouth. So what they do is what they call like a muscle testing, or what they call kinesiology. So basically what it is let's say if you like have a cup of water, whatever, 2 different types of water, they basically test to see which one is more compatible with your body. So with the mercury fillings in her mouth, they did the kinesiology and it showed that, you know, it wasn't compatible with her body. So as the dentist was taking them out one by one, you know, she was still feeling weak, still having the symptoms and all that. The very last one that they took out, I mean, it was just like she was a completely different person that day. And when we left there, she was like, you want to go to the mall? Like, you know, mama, when she was going through her stuff, she wasn't trying to be out walking away. You want to go out to the mall? The only reason why we didn't go is because it was raining. But that's when I saw her health take a complete 180. And from that point on, you know, I saw her, you know, run her business and everything like that. She even went to school. She got her doctor.
She has a doctor of naturopathy.
Yeah, which they don't call it that no more.
Man, she got a personal training certification when she was 64 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah,
she did that. But even now, when this is the fun part of being siblings. So our mom, you know, even though she's in great health, she older, so she gonna have some health issues. So like, So like last summer, mom was having some issues. She was trying to figure out where they were. She was having like symptoms that are similar to a stroke. Mm-hmm. So one time she had been to the hospital twice, like 2 weeks in a row. And then I had to come up here back-to-back weeks. So me and Alnisaa so silly. Our mama's trying to deal with her health. And so we go to one of her doctor's appointments. And so I think it was the day before. It was the day before something with Terrence Howard. We were talking about Terrence Howard, how you always saying Maine or whatever. So we in the room. This lady, the doctor, trying to talk to our mom about something serious. I'm standing up, and behind me, it's got a poster of Terrence Howard. So I'm standing up. Mama's serious. Now I'm 46. Alnisaa 35. I'm pointing to the thing, and Mama got to tell us to stop acting up like we kids.
Right.
And then when we leave the room, this dude who worked there had the big pants on. I was like, look at this dude. We in there laughing. Mama having to literally tell us to stop acting up. We old. Hey, man, she was like, I can't take y'all nowhere.
I could not stop laughing because you would not stop.
I kept pointing. I was like, look,
you was like, because no, the whole time, though, you standing there by the door. She's sitting, on the little thing. I'm sitting in the chair, and I'm sitting there with my head down because I'm trying not to look at you. Keep looking at me.
You feeling like
then I look up, and you like, look. Then Mom told her, y'all so
sensitive. Stop.
They don't think y'all so.
The doctor is sitting right there, like, look at these grown folks.
That's the truth, though.
So I want to get back to something with me and Oba. So me and Oba, the thing with me and Oba is like, so I was an athlete. I got in trouble. Like when I was little young, I used to get in trouble, and then once I got to high school, I started.
You giving y'all the polite version. Let's just say it like this.
Oba,
wild,
just kind of a little more wild, and sometimes it's had some negative effects in our relationship. It's like out of love, but
I would touch that easy.
When we was little, we used to fight. Like it used to be, man, because I was so much bigger. Oba was willing to fight, but he ain't fight fair. I don't know how much shit I got hit with. I done got hit with a billy club, a chain. He done threw a stereo. Man.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one time on his, the best one ever, my favorite one.
Stars right here.
One of my favorite ones. So Oba, grandmother, what street does she live on? She lived by the zoo.
Belvedere.
She lived on Belvedere. She had she had a multi-level house, whatever.
2 family.
So we was upstairs. The fight started upstairs. I'm whipping Oba's ass. I ain't gonna lie.
He was
tearing his ass up.
Nah, that was
he ran downstairs. I chased him downstairs. He picked up this.
No, remember I had it on. My mom, remember she had a costume jewelry. It was a belt.
It was a big ass chain on it.
And man,
he took that mug and hit me with it,
like
and it hit me so hard. It lassoed around my arm and left welts.
And busted as soon as he did.
Man, it exploded. Wow. Got him in that corner.
Man, he looked at me.
Cut him like, wow.
I tried to get to the bottom of the stairs and thought I made it out the door. I don't know how I got away from him.
I got him. No, you tried to get to the door and I got you against the door.
Caught me at the door. Boom, outside.
Tearing that ass up. I was so mad because wow. Boom. Another time, we was a little bit older. I might have been like 15. You was probably like 12, 13. We fighting. His mama had a wooden billy club. He found that billy club. I can't beat you. He hit me with a billy club. That's when I said, yup, I ain't fighting dude no more, bro. This mug crazy. I was like, he can't whoop me, but he can hurt me, dog, because he gonna find a way.
It's so funny that you say that, right? Because I got a video. Remember the video I showed you, that big boy I wrapped up?
Yeah.
His big boy used to mess with me at work. He used to rash through outlets, and I'm about, in my 40s, early 40s, but
what is that?
Quick. That's the bird. But anyway.
Hold on one second. Sorry, everybody.
That's the line.
We shooting. And I'm staying at a hotel, and it looks like they decided to do some work. So I'm gonna pause. We're gonna pause for a second until this part. We stand next to the hotel. Happens to be next to a fire department in air carrier helicopter landed. So go ahead, Oba. Pick up what you talking about.
No.
What you talking about? Some dude you was...
Okay, so yeah, he was a big old boy. Basically, what I was telling him, and I show people all the time when people, they always look at me like, "Are you small? You small?" And I show them pictures. See, okay, now y'all seeing it right here. It might be looking different. This is the number 10. When our little brother here, we 1-on-1.
we 1-on-1.
We the 1-on-1 boys, but this is number 10 right now. You just got number 10. I'm 1, he's 0. But I show people. I say, "You see the dude?" I said, "I grew up fighting." I said, I was never bigger than my big brother. I never beat up my big brother, but I had to fight him my whole life. And if I lost the fight, I had to fight him. So what you think I'm going to let you do to me? I had great training, and Yana too. I had both of them, both my big sisters, they used to beat me up. Y'all ain't gonna lie. All right, now y'all want to know some dirt? Okay, so I was just telling somebody this story. I'm about to expose a secret. Okay, so when I was little, you might laugh. I used to take my mama's Avon makeup, for those who know, and draw my face like Ultimate Warrior because I was in the WWF. And put on my little Speedo drawers. I'm telling the truth. And we used to make wrestling belts out of cardboard and
cardboard and aluminum foil, what?
Yeah. And whatever you was the heavyweight, you can make you do all this stuff, right? And I mean, I got full-fledged gear on. And every time I made me a new belt, him or Yana would just beat me and take my belt, knowing because they were older than me. So now I gotta go make a new belt. My makeup smeared all over because they didn't put me in all types of chokes and shit. Sorry, but you know. And then I was the crash dummy. Oh, come here, let me try you like this. When I was little, y'all, we'd be outside. I'd be playing with Hot Wheels. I'd be doing regular stuff. I'd be doing whatever. This dude and everybody else would come up to the side of me, put their hand, grab me by my ears, and lift me up for no reason, just drop me. Like, I used to be just,
because he was so little.
And I could never do nothing. I really couldn't beat him. And it was like either,
look
and I used to be so mad.
He's still
little. But, now this one that was in my head too. Now this is another one now. I remember. Now what the hell will say though?
I gotta tell this story. We're talking about little. This is hilarious.
This is what you got. This
is a good one. So, bro, into Oba smoker. It's okay. Oba smoke herb. I don't got no problem with that. One day, we coming up Winton. We at Winton and North Bend at the light.
Oh,
we're at Winton North Bend, right? At the light. We at the light. And a cop. No, so a cop is behind us. He said, "Hey, bro, we about to get pulled over." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, we gonna get pulled over." As soon as we cross North Bend. I said, "How you know?" He said, "I know." So, bro, got a little. It's like like a roach in the what you call it. Mm-hmm. So the cop pulled us over, right? And it was a bro. He was kind of cool. He was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I need y'all to get out the car." So I'm thinking like, "Oh shit." Hey, so
I told you, man.
When I got out the car,
I tell you stuff is gonna happen before it happens. Like, hey, you
so back then I was in a little bit. I was still big, but I was in a little better shape. I got out the car. The cop looked up like, "God damn!" That's what he said.
No, he opened the door before Jamie even got. He opened the door, and that's when he stepped back. Like, "God damn, you a big old boy."
So he called. So they get us. So they get us out, and they just questioned. It was like two cops there. It was like, like how y'all know each other?
You got before ID.
No, before he looked at the ID, he's like, "How y'all know each other?" I'm like, "That's my brother." He was like, "Nah." I was like, "Look at the license. We got the same last name." So he was like, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my brother. Like, we brothers." And he was like, "Nah." Because I'm 6'2" at that time. I'm probably like 6'2", 325. Oba, you 5'7"?
5'7", 132 pounds.
On a good day. Soaking wet. A lot of people don't know, but then now we getting older, you can kind of see it in our face more. But a lot of people don't ever look at us brothers. But like in our family, it's weird. Like it's 5 of us. Like so, Oba short and slim, Jamar tall and slim, Jasmine is like average size.
She's the mix of
She's average size. And then my twin, Nunu. Nunu is the big girl. Like, that's my twin. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Other brother.
So my dad, his kids is just all kinds of crazy sizes and stuff. But going back to us fighting all the time, I remember one time we was in Clarksville on my birthday. It was on my birthday.
Yep, we got them watches.
We got them watches.
We got some on your birthday?
Because he always got a gift to my birthday. He got them watches. Yep. You got to tussle with somebody and they broke your watch, didn't
Bobby broke my watch. See, this is the thing too with him and Yana. They could beat me, but when somebody else touched me, it was hell to pay.
So our uncles was out there, and they broke his watch, and they looked at me.
No, remember I mooned it. That man mooned it. Look at that man.
That's why you did moon in grandma's front yard.
Yeah, y'all found out some stuff.
And then we had basically because Bobby broke Oba watch.
I got mad because I couldn't beat him up.
Because Bobby broke Oba watch. Our uncle's looking at me like, what you gonna do? I'm like, what? So I had to fight that man.
It was a mutual friend.
I had to fight that man, bro. I had to fight that man because of him, bro. I
put him in bad situations.
Man, they looked at me for real, like, what you gonna do?
This our street.
Right. It's like, what you gonna do, bro? Like, you broke your little brother watch. You gotta fight that man, bro.
The same duty fought this at a time.
Like later on that day, I think we tried to jump somebody, the three of us. We fought each other.
Well, it was two families on the street in Tennessee, on Cedar Street for real. You had the Kendricks and the Wilsons.
And it's still that same
big families.
Right.
So, and that was like our extended family. So we had our gang, Cedar Street, get whatever. We decided we finna go to the project.
We gonna go to the project
and start a fight.
We was hood, they was ghetto, bro.
Take it.
Man, we went over there.
I was
trying to start some stuff.
And I
know, but it was over. When it was over,
what got beat up?
I think we all got our ass whooped.
Me and you were in. I don't know, me and you were
No. They was a little older than us. I just remember some dude made me push his bike. Like,
that's what
he was like, you gotta push my bike.
Yeah.
And I ain't never go back over there.
Yeah, we never did. Our gang was started and dismembered in the same day.
Hey man, I was in the gang for a day, bro.
A day.
I was like, man,
we were so tough.
I'm gonna stick to this being a square.
Crying before they been fighting. Our hardest door. It was you and Buck was the two oldest.
Yeah,
you pushed the bike.
I was probably like 12,
and they was like 15s.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be a square, bro. I like being a square. This gang stuff is overrated. I was a thug for about 12 hours. No, I
can make an hour on Platinum.
I just again how Oba get you in trouble, bro. Oba get you in trouble. So check this out. Again, we in Tennessee, right? When we was in Tennessee for the summers, we used to have to go. We used to go to the community center. We used to go to Burt Cobb, and at Burt Cobb, it's like most people, have lunch, whatever. And so back then, as a kid, it seemed far, but Burt Cobb is like a mile from the crib, right?
Nowhere,
maybe a mile or so. And back then, they were open at night sometime. So it was like me, Oba, Martez, Kim, all of them, K. We go up there, right? We go up there.
We want them good nights.
So Oba, for some reason, they want to walk back to the house or whatever.
And minus, I was okay. See,
you might have been like,
I was the baby boy stuck with them.
I got so many stories. Let me finish these stories.
I was stuck with them.
So Oba's. He was like
the next oldest after me was you,
right?
Then after that, it went higher and higher.
So Oba didn't want to walk. He was being a brat, 7 years old, whatever.
Yep.
So this dude was like, I'll let him ride. He could ride on my back of my bike, and I just ride him to the crib.
I stood on the peg.
So we like, cool. We walk down the street. We get to my grandma's house. We get to the house, and I think it was Aunt Sandra or somebody. It was like our uncles was like, where Oba at? We was like, what you mean? He here? No, he ain't. So this fool,
all them in trouble for this.
So dude, they want to take him all to the house. He drop him off right at the corner. I'm talking about 800 yards. He had to walk from the corner to the house.
Yeah, I'm single digits, y'all.
This dude, hold on. He too scared to walk from the corner to the house, so he turned around and walked all the way back to the center.
Oh damn, I did. I forgot what. That was the dumbest part.
Man, we all got that fire taken out
They
our
wanted
head.
to kill me for that.
This is my last center story, bro. I gotta tell this one. This is why your older brothers, cousins, siblings get you in trouble. It was this kid that used to come to Burt Cobb every morning, had biscuits and gravy every day. This mother like 8, eating biscuits and gravy. And to us, it's country as hell. So we like put up to Oba, like, go mess with him.
They
go mess
gassed
with him.
me up.
And Oba doing whatever we say, started picking that dude. Dude beat the fire out of Oba. Beat the fire out of him.
I tried the day before, because we used to watch sports. We was watching boxing. So this is the funny part too. Jamie had me watching boxing. I say Sugar Ray fight. And everybody know Sugar Ray fight. Remember, I did that in a fight, and that I cut back and wound him on. That motherfucker said, punch me down, man. This over with.
He whooped the dog shit out of him.
Then I'm looking at, they gassed me up, so I was really sorry. I'm looking at him, my brother, now, like, okay, my big brother's going to take over anytime now. They're like, wait a minute, but he was my age. Hey, I was sorry, y'all.
Whooped his tail.
I never left that little boy again. And we all used to
again.
tease him, but he gave me the business.
Man, yeah, man.
Well, we stayed in like, God. So, oh, nah. I don't know. You remember this one. Now, this is his one. So, I don't know. I got exclusive. He probably already said it. So, when he got held back, I was there for the whooping. So, it was the summer. We was in Ware Village. Me and Jamie used to keep his room messy.
Before we could get a background. So, when I was in 6th grade the first time at CBA, I thank Mama for her patience because she should have murdered me.
She pretty much.
I think I got suspended 5, 6, 7 times that year. I was a handful. It was just one time I got suspended, came back to school, got suspended the next day. I mean, the same day. Man.
You used to write books at CBA?
Yeah, back then. I got suspended the same day. Mama used to have to come out, get off of work. You don't want your mama to get off to work, man. You know our mama. It was so bad. My mama she took me down to 2020. Tried to check me into 2020. I thought they was for real. I guess they were just trying to scare me, but it ain't work. So anyway, I was and back then when you had to go to summer school, they'd give you a letter to take home to your parents to sign.
School year.
Man, I looked at that, I was like, no. So tell the rest of the story. So I feel like I ain't give mama the
same letter. This is okay. I don't know if kids watch this, but see, this is where he was goofy at kid trial era. He gonna take the letter home already. First mistake, takes the letter home, then he keep a messy room. Even I remember seeing the letter.
It was
stuffed it under his dresser.
I had stuffed it somewhere under the dresser, but nobody the whole summer. This because we got out of school in June. This like August,
middle of the summer. Me and Jamie outside one day. And I don't know if we came back in for some water. I don't know.
She called for me. I was outside. She called.
Yeah, she did. Because that Jamie was strong.
It was like this.
I knew I was in trouble.
Boy.
But I didn't know what for.
I didn't know what for. I had an idea. I didn't know what for. But that year, I was like, oh,
I had to come in with him. And now should we go in there, y'all? So I go in the room clean. And she called Jamie in the room. And her say, Jamie, what is this? And he's like, I guess he showed the show like, he knew what it was. And then she started cutting him out. You put me in summer school, you got a stick, something. And it was like, you just heard a yellow. Then you just heard, fire. God damn. And you heard Jamie go, ah. So that went on. We just like.
My mama named Roberta. Bert whooped my ass. The Bert.
You heard like
she beat the
kid, it wasn't even funny. I used to laugh at people. It wasn't even funny. I just heard him.
Man, she whooped the
murder. Man, when he came in their room, looking at me, looking like Jay now, with them tears in his eyes. Hey, I was salty, y'all, because I couldn't go outside. Now I'm stuck in the room with the toys. I want to go outside. We can't go outside because this food. I'm gonna drive the inbox. This food getting messed up, not talking about the summer school.
Man, I caught it.
So, another one. I remember this story. We all in my grandma's house, Clarksville, the old house before it get remodeled on the bunk beds.
Yeah.
Once again, we grew up in the wrestling era. You know where I'm going with this? It was the best. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna tell you, we gotta get out these after this. So grandma had the bunk beds. So we wrestling. And K and them doing wrestling moves on us. Long story short, we were making all this noise and we was hitting the wall.
I know I jumped off the bed and decided to do a try to move on you. I jumped off the bed and tried to close my
Uncle Nathaniel came out of his room. He ain't say nothing. He just came out firing. Wow, told me out the frame. Bah, 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 bah. He grabbed Oba by the ankles. Held him. He had that Negro by the ankles.
He snatched me so quick, man.
Boom, off his floor. He was upside down.
That quick.
Wah, 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 wah. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Man, bro. I ain't really fooled with wrestling since. Y'all can have all that shit.
Me and Sherry said we was there.
Man.
And we was the only two that got
K and them started. What happened was, I think you did something to me, and me and you, it went from wrestling to kind of fighting. And then Uncle Nate was like, nope. He was pissed. He came out there and he ain't asked no questions. I was the closest, so I got it first. And I think Oba thought he was in the clear. He grabbed that.
Yeah, because it was a
it was quick too.
It was fop, 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 fop. And I had on just shorts, so I had no shirt on or nothing. And it was like, I can still see that picture to this day. And Grandma, I don't know how Mr. Florida.
He whooped you from the kitchen to the front room, bro.
And the whole time he was walking me like
he was walking him, bro.
And I was
man.
Control. He had that one. I swear, I think it's him because every time I think I remember, like it was amazing. It
was amazing.
Like never seen a whooping. I never tried to watch.
Now me and you only sweet because we so far apart, and you my sister. We ain't never really.
No, we might have had like
we had some times where we.
Right, but
I remember the only time I was really mad at you and I was hurt is when you got pregnant the first with Abigail.
Oh yeah.
And you ain't tell me until you was like 6-7 months pregnant.
I thought it was like 2 months.
You was far.
I was far along, yeah.
Man.
But that was a whole my life.
I know why now.
Yeah, now I know. I remember that though.
Because back then, I was hurt. I was hurt because it was like not too long after. We're not gonna discuss this a lot. Remember the meeting?
Yeah, I remember.
When I was about to, I think I left. I think I walked out the house and left.
My memory about certain things around that time is kind of choppy, but I do remember. But you was like, man, who was you? You don't know me. That's what I was on your TI. Like, you don't know me.
I was like, you don't know me, man. I was like, who was like, man?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember because I remember Mama, the white couch. Mama had the white leather. Yeah. He was across the room. I was sitting in there. I was like, my whole face turned. I was like, bro, you don't know me.
That's what's funny about you.
People think because I try my very best to be a nice, calm person that I'm a sucker and that I'm soft.
Y'all don't know that's an image for real. That's a facade.
Like, bro, I am crazy, bro.
Man, it's either this or it's this.
Right. I'm on 0 or 10.
That's how. But Mordecai, he's like you.
Oh, okay.
Like, but they birthdays 2 days apart.
Right.
Oh, they definitely.
Yeah. So
Leo.
Yeah, he's like that.
Like people don't realize, and they don't realize, man. They be like, I try my best to be a nice, calm person, and naturally I'm a square, but I ain't no punk though.
That's funny.
That's mama too, but that's mama too though.
Oh yeah, mama.
Oh my!
I just thought about being a fire sign, but he don't really. Cause most fire signs is aggressive.
Man, when I get mad, it be bad.
Oh yeah.
Show, but like he had his way.
Because I know one. I'm gonna tell you, people. One of my coworkers, they found out the hard way.
Damn,
my girl Arian, she like we are on a shift together. We both supervisors in my department. And one day, so we got how to use you use Teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So something was going on in Teams, and this dude said something in a Teams chat group. that was out of pocket about me. And I already came to work. I was irritated.
You had time that day,
bruh. When I looked up, I was sitting right there.
I got time.
So my desk faced like this, and Arian like faced the other way. So she was cat a quarter, and the homie Jacob was on the other side of the cubicle. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And Arian turned around like, "What's going?" I was like, "That mother, I was going on." I said, "Oh no!" I stood up and started walking. And Jacob, the homie Jacob, came out of the corner like, "James, no, James, no." I was like, "That mother." And then Arian went into straight bomb mode, like, "James, stop." I was like, "Nope, I ain't stopping." I walked all the way to that dude, let him know what I felt.
You gotta get your straight then.
But everybody was just like kind of surprised. Yeah, it's like I don't want to be like that. I'm not like that. That's like Martiz. Like our cousin.
Get my straight then.
Like our cousin Martiz, he in my opinion, that's the best human being I've ever interacted with in my life because he always looking out for other people. That crazy. I done seen him on 10 and it ain't pretty, bro. And I'm the same way. But like you said, mama like
that. It don't. You take a while. Like you have to be like. She be like, okay, all right.
Yup.
Okay.
She be sending out the warnings. There it is.
Okay. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say this. If she get quiet, oh no. Oh no. Then she get quiet. Then she get loud. Oh my God. I have been there to bear witness mama in her moments, like because you was gone to college, so I was always there.
You got to see the real.
At the movies. Did she tell you about the movie incident?
No.
Oh, I got to tell the story. So this is So this is when Toy Story had came out. Yeah. So this was back in when the Showcase Cinema in Bond Hill was still open.
Wow.
So, all the other folks was coming to Bond Hill because everybody else was sold out.
Right.
So you know how they open like at the grocery store, they open a new lane and tell people to switch over. It was one of those situations. So we went over into the other lane. We stood there for about a good maybe 30 seconds, a minute. Then the little girls coming around. Oh, we were here first. She's like, okay, whatever. She was like, it's just popcorn. You ain't tripping. And so, mind you, it's another sister that's standing right there. So they talking. And then somebody come out of nowhere. Well, we were here first. And I was just like, I have never seen an experience, so I didn't know. So she was like, we were here first and blah, blah, blah. She was like, okay, whatever. So she talking to the lady behind her. And she talking about the situation. And the lady turned around like, and don't you talk to the person behind you. My mama said, and she was like, I don't know who you think you're talking. But I was like, oh my goodness. I ain't never seen this side of mama before. Right. And then she was like, she was like, Alnisaa, I don't know what it is, but anytime I have a situation like that, you were always there. Remember the co-op? The co-op we used to go to.
Yeah. I heard about the co-op.
The co-op. So mind you, they having a meeting, it's like near a church. Mm-hmm. So it's another sister that was there. I went to school with her daughters. Mm-hmm. So she was a part of it too. And they having a meeting, and this guy had been giving her a hard time. Now, mind you, this has been 3 years of giving mama a hard time. 3 years. So she's, she got her input. She said something, and the dude was like, well, Berta, you don't say nothing. She stood up. I think we was already standing up. But she was like this, and like this. She was like, I don't know what she said, but she was like, all I know is I had every intention to hit him. And the only reason why I did is because you was there. And I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, my baby got to see me go to jail.
Mama don't be playing, man.
Like, leave her. When she was telling me certain stuff, I'm like, why don't y'all just leave her alone? Like,
man,
please leave her alone.
Man, please. Please.
Yeah.
In a good space right now.
No, sir. No, sir.
No,
man. But like I said, man, I feel like I know me and you, Alnisaa, we ain't never really had no real conflict. Like I said, the only thing that's like the only thing I can think of my whole life with us that like not knowing, because I felt like this is how I felt, because we had our first children less than a year apart.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was like, man, when I found out Katie was pregnant, I was telling everybody. I was all excited,
Yeah.
and so I thought the same thing would be reciprocated. But then years later,
then you find out why.
I know the no. You know what I'm saying? What was that?
You a late bloomer.
Yeah. This is funny. It's like I am 2.5 years older. This dude about to have 4 grandkids. My oldest kid is only 16 because I was almost 30 when I had my first kid. You was 19 when Heaven was born.
19.
19, yep. 19, yep. He got him out the way. But I can say, and this I'm gonna say this. This what I'm gonna say and about Oba is I know people talk about all the time because I guess your past and some of your troubles. But I've always admired Oba as a father. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always admired that as a father. Shoot, Oba, yeah, he got 3 kids, but he got all by the same woman. Me, I got 2 with 2. You know what I'm saying?
I never think about that. I don't be thinking that.
Right. But I always admire as a father because even like in your lowest times, you was always making the effort to make sure your girls were taken care of. And I always tell people like, especially brothers, man, like don't measure your worth or how good a father you are by what y'all kids' mama might say, right? You know, don't worry about that. Your kids are going to be the ones that demonstrate how good of a father you were. You know what I'm saying? And I can see in your girls how much they appreciate you and the time that you put in. So I always have admired that.
On that one, I'm gonna tell you, and you gonna feel this. Funny you say that because one day me and Jamar was talking, and Jamar made a statement, and he was saying something about you know how it is, something with daddy. And there's no discredit to my dad, and he knows that. And I'm telling my brother, everything is we good. Like I said, my dad, he might not have been there. Daddy was there when he counted. That's all I can say. That's one thing I'm gonna say. He might not have been whatever, but he was always there when he counted. So that's that, and that's my buddy, my best friend. But I was telling Jamar, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't grow up with daddy. You mentioned we didn't. Like I said, me and Jamie's story is we was raised by our mother and our daddy's brothers for real, for real. But dad came in and life, but by the time my dad really got himself together, me and bro kind of knew where we was going
I was 13.
in life. Yeah, we kind of was setting ways and certain things. But for us with the kids, so when it came to my kids, that had a lot to do with how we was raised. That me and you both wanted our daddy. We know that, but we had each other. Me and you, one thing I can say about me and you, that's why I bond. And one thing how he was is like we ain't had daddy, but me and you, like I said, like you said, our clashing was because you always wanted more from me. My brother was the straight up dude. I was the wild child. It ain't no different. And it's just like
I think people like maybe unintentionally did play that between us because like when you look at our siblings, you know what I'm saying, and people look at me and look at the surface stuff. Like people say Jamie the most accomplished. He did this, he did that. It's like my life is crazy as hell too.
I feel like
it's just it's different. Like
us 5 are all doing good and great.
Yeah, we all doing good, but I think sometimes like, especially with me and you, because we close, it's like I had that like that. We talked about I was supposed to go to summer school. I was bad that year, but after that, I was pretty straight. I played ball. I went to high school. I went to college. I got a degree. I've always worked, had pretty good jobs. I've done all that stuff, but
right.
And then people just see like some of the issues you've had in your life, but they don't see. Like I said, I say it all the time. Like,
man, let me tell you a story. Talking to daddy. All right, especially with me and you. Like that's still like when you have multiple kids, and that's the good part in the story. You chose one road, I chose another road, but we learned, and we still, even as men, I learned that now. We didn't get it then. Of course, we was clashing, but we was traveling and we was doing the same thing at just different roads. But one thing Daddy told me at a young age, and I remember I asked Daddy this, and I was saying this, and this is when I was in my prime, and I had trouble, the most stuff. Daddy told me, he said, I'm the child he worried about the least. I'm like, huh? Oh, and out of jail, whatever. I'm like, I'm hot, but then it made sense. He said, you know how to survive, you know this. They say he worried about y'all more. But even like me, like that joke we made, like you say, hey, you the oldest, but I get treated like the oldest. But even you, all of y'all, I realize something in my position now. We all work as a team, hand in hand. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff y'all pull from me, but like the situation with Daddy, when it's time for you to step up and do that, you do that. Other than that, y'all just we do. We work as a unit. But me, like I said, I think me and you more as men now understand it better.
Yeah. I think as far as just our daddy's kids is like, as far as my connectivity and my connection to everybody, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably been like the last 4 or 5 years. And the reason being is that Nunu, Jamar, and Jazz are so much younger than me. You gotta think, when I left and went to college, I was gone.
You know what I'm saying? See, you wasn't there. Like she said, you wasn't there. Same thing like how she grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us, same thing with her. Like she, for real, she really grew up. She got more stories with me growing up than Jamar now. Jamar now was watching me from afar. She's been in the house with me.
Yeah, but they saw me from. That's what I meant about. Me, I'm real far. I've been real far.
Look, you, Yana, it's just that we was the first batch, as I like to say. Yeah, this batch and then that batch. But that's what I said at the beginning of the interview is how I like. But when you sit back and you look at it, you can see that from Facebook, from Alnisaa to Yana to Nunu to me, all of us move as one. When people from the outside hear me speak on my, even Fareed, they think of this daddy and all his kids. I'm like,
that's true. Because real talk,
we move like that. All of us.
Because
I ain't never peeped that.
Real talk. When I lived in Cincinnati,
we don't separate.
When I lived in Cincinnati from 2009 to 2015, I spent way more time with Yana and Dre than I did with any of my siblings. Because one, they lived close to me, and me and Dre was super tight. So I was at Yana and Dre house every 2 to 3 times a week. I was over there spending like time.
But that was your comfort zone. You was at your sister's house. You grew up with your sister.
Right. Like, and she ain't my biological sister. She's your biological sister. Right, but I was
sometimes you forget that. Right. I forget that ain't my biological sister. We wasn't raised like that. That's the thing that I like. We wasn't raised. So we don't think like that. It's almost like we have to, when somebody also, when they nitpick for details, when we like, oh, well, nah, this is his, then we have to break it down, and that's when they make us think about it. But as a unit, we don't move like that. Nah. We just siblings. We don't talk every day. We got that same thing. But if let it need be, I guarantee you, all 100 of us be standing there.
Right.
We just on that tip. Oh, they got that chop, I think.
Yeah, I think we can go through it this time. So, Alnisaa, all right, so we're going to kind of get to the point to wrap up. And usually when we wrap up in this is when I kind of talk about the people I'm interviewing. Like I said with Oba, man, it's like I've always admired you, especially as a father. I think me and you, we had to work through. I think there was a period of time where me and you fell out a couple years ago. We ain't talked for almost a year and a half or so. And I think a lot of it, one thing I had to learn is that I always wanted more for you, but I was always, I didn't realize when I started going through my own stuff, it's like,
you wanted me to do it your way, bro.
Not necessarily my way, but I was like, look, bro, like, you got all of this, like, yo, it don't have to be this way.
You telling me the streets where it was at.
But I realized after going through some of my own stuff, you got to go through your go-through. And so instead of like trying to push you in a direction, just be there. So when you get in a direction, I support you in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So, golly. Hey, man, you need to take off, bro. We trying to do our thing in here. I'm trying to get all sentimental and stuff. Helicopter man disrespectful in the mud, bro.
Watch this.
I'm going to go tell him to turn that off. Either leave or let me speak, helicopter man.
What you doing?
Yeah. Hey, we're going to take a small break for a second. Let helicopter man do his thing. We're going to come right back. Hold on. All right. We back after Mr. Helicopter man done took off. But like I was saying, in regards to my relationship, especially with old boys, we went through our go-through. Like I said, I had to learn that, man, you got to go your go-through and be less of a person trying to push you in a direction, just support you. And I think our relationship has gotten better and stronger that way. I'm kind of, Alnisaa probably can testify that as big bro, I'm always trying to like, look, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? Like, because I'm older and I've had some experiences, I'll be wanting to try to help y'all avoid certain stuff or like kind of not necessarily tell you what to do, but like, look, check this out. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned to like just back off, let people do their thing and just be more of a support. And as far as you, Alnisaa, like I said, um, I'm always proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just like I admire Oba as a father, I admire you as a mother. You know, raising them, their 3 kids. Uh, and when you and Demetrius got married, you just just brought his children into the fold. Mm-hmm. And so, like the way I operate, just like we grew up, even though we biologically might be different, we all look at each other siblings. And I feel like you're doing the same thing as y'all blended y'all family together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that, I hope as y'all older brother that y'all look at me as a positive and good example. I tried to be that way. Hold tight for a second. That y'all see me as being, I've had a positive influence on y'all. And I've always wanted the best for y'all, and I've always wanted the best for y'all as far as y'all outcomes. And like I said, I try to be a, a, a positive big brother. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes I can be overbearing as an older brother. I know Oba know more than anybody, but I can be a little overbearing because I just be wanting everybody to do good. And sometimes I don't know how to properly direct my enthusiasm for y'all to have the best for y'all. And I have to understand what's best for what I might see is best for y'all ain't really best for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make that decision yourself. So but I love y'all, I'm proud of y'all. Like I said, one reason I come to Cincinnati once a month is, I think some people are, oh, your girl, they're like, nah, I had been coming once a month before I even started dating Shawnee. You know what I'm saying? My thing was like, look, my dad getting older, my mama getting older. It was kind of different when mom was in Nashville. I was 45 minutes away. I could come up there a couple times a week. Now she's 4 hours away. And so one reason I come once a month is because I come to see I come to see mama. I come to see my dad. I come to see y'all. I come to see family. You know what I'm saying? I think the older I've gotten, uh, I value family a whole lot more than I did before. And so I come to see family. I come to, I want to continue to build our relationship to grow. I look at, Oba, our uncles and our aunts and uncles on our dad's side. Like, the greatest blood, one of the biggest blessings. My dad's family, it's 9 of them and they all still alive. You know what I'm saying? They all made it into their 60s. But it's family that size with black folks, for that to happen, that's a blessing. And so I see how their relationship is. They're in their 70s, and I listen to how they talk to each other. It's like, that's what's up. I look on mama's side of the family, it's 6 of them. Was it 6? It's mama, Aunt Jewel, Aunt Bernadette, Uncle Charles, Uncle Rudy. It was 6 of them. Unfortunately, they lost one of their brothers. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna try my best not to get too emotional. And it makes me look at our relationship. So I know at one point, some years ago, mom had some stuff happen, and her Uncle Rudy had to kind of work something out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get details. I think I know this. I don't really care. They had to work something out, and the way how they got tight again, and Mama don't really. She ain't gonna say it like outright. When Uncle Rudy died, that hurt her so bad. I remember. I ain't gonna lie. Uncle Rudy had passed a little while ago, and a little while before that, and Mom was telling me that some big accomplishment happened for her. And she naturally went to her phone to call him after her brother passed. That was like natural. It was like, oh, this good thing. And I saw how she felt. She was with, she just when she found out basically he wasn't gonna make it. She went. Mom was like, she didn't know how she was gonna do it financially, but boom, she was gone. She was on that plane ASAP to Denver, and he was there for she was there for the last 10 days of his life. And I was hearing and things she was doing, she was protecting her brother from basically the snakes. And like he couldn't even, it was weird. Like she would tell me like he couldn't talk, but they was communicating though. You feel what I'm saying? My uncle couldn't talk, but he was communicating with her, like basically through their relationship, non-verbally. He telling her like, this one, nope. This one, nope. I don't want these folks. That's from being around each other.
Energy.
That energy, like how when she told me when they moved into hospice, I think her and Aunt Bernadette knew he wasn't going to even be there that long. They knew. That's relationship from being with siblings. Like I learned a lot from that. On my dad's side, how my dad's brothers are like fathers to me. I tell people all the time, during that time period that mom and dad, my mom and my, that time period when my dad wasn't really in my life, the greatest thing my mother ever did for me was put me around my dad brothers. Even though I wasn't really seeing my dad, I was around his brothers.
We still have
and his
structure.
brothers, like this my brother's son. I'm protecting him. I got him. Like, bruh, I know you going through your go through. We're gonna look out for your children until then. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that happens with siblings. The thing that the incident with Mordecai like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That incident with Mordecai 2 years ago. That's your son. You my sister. I wasn't having it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't having that. And she done busted. Man, this podcast is lit, bro. Helicopters, people busting in the room. Where she go, Shawnee? Come on in here. You ain't standing outside, girl. Get in here.
She gotta come in now.
Shawnee. Come on in. We done got interrupted by helicopter. This is the lit in my car podcast. That's my lady, Miss Shawnee. She just busts up in the thing. But anyway, it's all good. But like I was saying, my thing was I was protecting you at that time. You know what I'm saying? But even though me and him, you know, I told you like my thing was like, yeah, I had a certain standard, and like me and him weren't gonna be cool until certain things happen, right? But as soon as he did what he's supposed to do, we back good, and he, you know. And like even like he did the apology right at USF game. Yeah. As soon as he said bam, it was like nothing ever happened.
He didn't have to call me.
Right. So my thing is this: it's important to me that we have all my siblings. We have a strong relationship. Like I said, I'm working on trying to continue to build my relationship with Nunu, Jazz, Jamar. It has to happen a certain way. Me and Jazz is 15 years younger than me, but maybe the last couple of years, I'm trying to build it. Like I know where she worked. I'll pop up on the job. It's some stuff that me and her. Last time I was here, we met and we sat down and had some conversation. It's important to me because I have an example in the relationship Mama had with her siblings, in the relationship my dad have with his siblings. I see how important it was. Like I said, I even to this day, Mama I don't think she talk about Uncle Rudy a lot because I feel like because even though you have siblings, it's like in that group, it's always one that's like that one, and they was the closest in age, and I think that's who she was a little tight with, and but I just see that I'm like, man, that's real. And I see with my dad, like, with his siblings, how they do and deal with each other. And that's what I feel like it's absolutely important that I maintain that type of relationship with y'all. Like when me and Oba was going through our it was times I wanted to just reach out, but like it's pride. There's a little bit of pride that was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like this man talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying?
That was me. That was both of us.
But I be hurt. Like I be telling people all the time, like and like Oba my heart. That's my heart, man. Like I don't like to see him in a messed up situation. I don't like when I feel like he put himself in a bad situation. I think sometimes I be wanting to rescue.
You're overprotective, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I do the same. I do the same with Alnisaa. Like, no, when you was going through certain situations, I couldn't be around because, like, I know
it's natural.
Go ahead.
Because even though, like, I could sense that, you know, you didn't really want to get involved, but I knew you being my big brother, you was gonna get to me if something happened. But you also let me know how you felt. Like, no, I don't think this is cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how you moving because of this. But at the same time, I had to think about other stuff. But I knew if I picked up the phone, if I needed to, you was gonna be right around the corner.
Yeah.
You was gonna be there. So, like, I've always felt safe and protected with you. Like, even like when I was little, just thinking back at it now, it's like, wow, he was kind of like my dad because you took care of me because, you know, mama was going through what she was going through. But I've always I knew I could call my brother for anything if I needed it or if I wanted it, whatever. I knew I had you no matter what. Yeah.
Oh my God, man. I'm trying to get emotional, but you touched on Sean, you made a good point. And this is real shit. And I don't think my brother ever knew this. I probably am because I'm getting shaken up now. But I'm going to break it all the way down to it. We and my brother clash for real. It's because one thing I knew, certain two things for sure, is like my big brother, like I said, our daddy wasn't there. And that was my father. Him and Yama really had hands on me. And that's where the clash was, because I know what he wanted. And it was pride. It wasn't nothing, because even through all that shit, me and my brother knew he called me, I'm coming guns blazing. I called him, he coming guns blazing. But we had to grow and learn from this shit. That's why even now as a man, there's a lot of shit you don't even realize. I'm a man because I am because of you. Because if you want to tell the truth, right, I ain't no male. Who was the male? What's my first male robot? Let's keep it real. Sit back and think about it. What male influence outside of other than you, other than Montez, you was my male influence. Like you said, Jamie always been like that. We were in stores as kids. I like Hot Wheels. My brother take his whatever money. He buy me Hot Wheels toys. He was my protector. Yeah, we did. That's what siblings do. But at the end of the day, I know my brother loved me. And the whole time we were clashing, my brother, we wanted the same thing and didn't know how to say it. I wanted to hear my big brother tell me he was proud of me and he just wanted me to do the right things. And I chose this way, I chose that way. And once, like I said, he wasn't telling me wrong. It was his approach and his delivery. And it was the headspace I was in. But everything, I don't tell you, like if he wanted, I don't know if he knows, but he never told me nothing wrong. I just chose. But my brother did a lot. And that day when we said freely and opened up, and I seen that he understand, I get it, but I love my big brother today. You know that I am now. We tied it, me and Jamal might be like this, but excuse my man, but he know where we stand. He know where we stand. Yeah. To the end. That's my big brother, and I was like my male, that is my father. So yeah.
Staying over?
No, we're good.
Staying over?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I'm just saying on that note, bro, if you have a question, anything, or wonder, I'm gonna tell you this as a 40-year-old man, you a grown man now. Like, bro, it's trial and error, man. We doing this trial and error. We don't really know. You ain't lived life before. You had a life before this life? No. I had no life before this, so we live in trial and error. But I feel like we do a damn good job as siblings, and like we all gonna come. Your light ain't gonna come on when my light come on. It's things that I know and that I'm advanced in. That as the younger brother, that I help you, and that's what makes family. You understand? And that's the big thing. That's why I say that's how we are. The way we are. We all just a damn like. Our biggest issue was egos because you raised me. That's what there's a piece of me. I took this piece of me in you. That's our whole thing was ego. When we clash, I ain't gonna. It was like it was ego. Cause that's what we fought for.
Right.
But you did your part, man.
Like I said, it took me some time to realize that my approach was wrong. Like I said, I was trying to direct because I felt like it's my obligation. You know what I'm saying? To try to steer you in the right way. But some things I had I had to learn how to approach. Like even with like Yusef at that age now, he got to start thinking more about his future. And I've learned over the years, like even with dealing with y'all, it's like I can't.
We taught you that.
He gotta do what he want to do. I'm there to guide. Like if you starting to go off here, let me just guide you right here. But I can't tell you what to be and how to be.
We prepped you for that.
Right.
See what I mean? How it all comes full circle. Right. We don't see it in the moment, but that's why you can handle it with grace now. That's why you don't have the issues other people have with their kids. Right. We were some bad kids. Right. We were some bad kids.
Right. Man, all I ever want to do is want the best. Like, for y'all.
We got it and we gonna have it.
And I'm just glad that, we still tight, man. When I see people who have real beef with their siblings, man, that stuff don't make no sense to me.
We don't have that.
Like even when we at odds, it ain't gonna be it ain't gonna be shady. We ain't gonna do each other wrong. We might have to take some time apart and some time where we may not interact as much.
Like you said, because guess what? If it's some shade throwing and something there, another sibling gonna come in. Not to go too far in it, but when me and Yana had our thing, what did you do? That's all I'm saying. Other siblings will come. We ain't gonna
always when I knew
we will intervene if we feel like it's getting like
I would just do it again, learning my way. Like I always felt like
she was right.
When y'all was going through, y'all go through. I ain't never say, man, you need to do this. I'm like, hey, have you talked to Yana?
From the time it started, you still.
That's all I was just asking. If you talked to her, that's it. And if you didn't, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna keep asking until you finally do.
That was needed. When I'm talking about when the post and stuff and all that, it's like take that down. It's still right. It came down, right?
Yeah, I called you because I didn't tell you how to feel. I was like, nah, you don't do that, bro.
Right, you checked me on that.
I was like, that need to come down, period.
It was that time, you know what I'm saying? So we still, even if it does get that, you know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about us, that even if it try to go there, and that had nothing to do with you. But that had nothing to do with you.
Right.
But you witnessed something, but now my siblings ain't gonna go through this. Once again, y'all ain't even your blood sister. But no, this ain't right. Right is right, wrong is what you were saying. And I got that at the time, no matter how mad I was. I took it down.
I'm like, y'all can have beef, but y'all ain't gonna have beef in public, bro.
And I left it and I listened.
And Nisha, have any closing word?
No, I was just gonna kind of like add on to a portion of the beginning of the interview and into now is like what mom did. She was always the good example. Like no matter what, like even on my dad's end of things, like anytime that I was with him, I would be with a friend or one of his friends, but she was always cool with that person. And even with his mom, like his mom used to braid my hair when I was a little girl. So, right. So it was just always like with mom.
Tweety used to braid your hair?
Yeah, she used to braid my hair.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
We was raised together.
She used to braid my hair.
Yeah, that's wild.
So mom really was like kind of like the blueprint because she intentionally had you around your family down south because she was just family oriented like that.
Right.
Yeah, that what you're speaking to now is just kind of like what I think about with my children because I have to deal with other things, but it's like, man, like what's going to happen if something happened to me? I need to make sure that my children, have family, community, and things of that nature. No, okay, you can call your Uncle James. You can, make sure you stay in contact with these people because anything can happen,
Right. It was like one of the cool things, like, again, going back to family, is that this year with Yusef football, and it seems small, but so Oba got to see him play, my dad got to see him play, mama got to see him play, all three of your kids got to see him play, and don't nobody live in the same city as him.
Right.
I was just like, it was like when we all went down, me, you, mama, kids, and Shawnee drove down to watch him down in Boyle County. Like he light up when he see that. A lot of my family, like when mama lived in Tennessee, she ain't missed nothing on the games.
Yeah, she did.
That was growing up. That was the first time she got to see him play since 6th grade. She was real happy about that. He loved that. You said, remember that. Bruh got to come down and see him play. My cousin Martez saw him like 4 or 5 times. My uncle Clarence got to see him. Like every Yusef played 13 games this year. I was at all 13, of course, but it'd be a different family member, it seemed like. And I tell you, man, I'm gonna tell you this and be gone again about how we talk about my relationship with my dad. Man, how dads again shows the importance of a family and the pride you feel your family. So Yusef playing in the 3rd round of the playoffs in Louisville. They're playing Louisville Male at Louisville Male. My daddy's 72 years old. It was like 25 degrees out there. That man did not sit down the whole game. He was lit the whole game. Wasn't complaining. All he knows his grandson was out there doing this thing. And I'm just, like I said, I've learned to value family. We all got excellent examples of what family really is. You know what I'm saying? I talked to my homeboy Gerald the other day when I was driving up here. He was like, all your relatives ain't your family. He said, you make your family. And I think all of us are an example because biologically, y'all ain't siblings, but that's bruh. That's sis. Mm-hmm. Me and Yana ain't biologically related, but that's my sister. You know what I'm saying? Again, when my dad and mom got divorced, she could have cut me off from my dad's family. You know, like I know, mama raised me, but I'm a Kendrick though. Mm-hmm. I'm a Kendrick. I'm my family because my dad's family is more concentrated in one area, and I'm constantly around them. My family was more spread out, so I'm a McLennan, but I'm a Kendrick though. Yeah. I'm a Kendrick. Like that's why I feel my lineage is not that it's any less with my family, but that's what I was around. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women don't do that. They'll cut you off. Especially mama could have been with the situation with Tweety. Mama could have been like, oh no. Like I said, I don't even knew each other. Like I said, bro, I was 41 years old when I found out how all that went down. 41, bro. No, mama, I ain't never heard my mama say a bad word about my dad.
And she won't.
She
won't do it.
She's not gonna do it. My relationship with my dad was gonna be my relationship. So, like I said, I love y'all. Let us continue to. I want us to continue to do because I live in another place, or I want us to continue to grow and build. Let's start getting together more often. Let's get our kids around each other. Around more. Our kids don't, unfortunately, because my kids in Tennessee and Kentucky, my sons don't really know y'all kids like they should. I think that's why it was like
Yusuf had a run with Heaven and them when you was here. But
right, they don't really like. I got nieces and nephews don't really know me like that because I've been around. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know me, I'll move in a minute.
I think if you would have stayed, because Yusuf and Abigail when they was little, they was like this.
For sure.
So we need to get them
out together. Yeah, it's we gotta start doing more stuff as a family. We gotta continue. Like I said, we tight, but let's keep doing it. Keep doing it because
Gotcha. Like I said, I got a whole
right. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of In the Car with My People. Thank you to my brother Oba and my sister Alnisaa for taking time out of their day to come kick it with their big bruh. And we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.